your jungle guide once more. For those of you who have been sending me messages on how Zikifoni's story ended, let me summarize the end of that issue today. But before then, for the purpose of those who are not aware, who does not know the details of how Zikifoni's issue started, I'm going to summarily brief you on the issue, how it started and how it ended. You know, Zikifoni is a comedian. He's one of the content creators we have on Facebook. And on this fateful day, I think that was early or middle part of last month precisely, he was going from where he went to shoot his video in the village. He lives in Abuja and was going to, and he went to the village, Ichama. Ichama is in Okpok local government area of Benue State. I think what he did that day was he was trying to shoot a video on tourism. He was trying to, cover the villages, especially those who has not been to a village for a while. You know, he was trying to move from villages to villages, from town to town, trying to update those who are far from village, those who have actually not gone to a village for a long time. Understand, that will make you be at home, far away from home. You know, when you keep seeing things from the village, it makes, it draws your mind back to the village and makes you feel at home. So at the end of the video, he was going back to his residence, and he passed through. He was trying to pass through Otukpo, so he boarded a vehicle that was going to Otukpo, and in between Otukpo and Ubokolu, it's like the policemen that were at checkpoint there intercepted the vehicle that he was in. Benue State is a state that is prone with insecurity. So at every distance you have some policemen on ground checkpoint. So his vehicle was flagged, and the vehicle actually stopped. The policeman checked through the vehicle, and there was nothing that implicative in the vehicle. And of course, the normal thing is, having done their job perfectly okay, they ought to have allowed the vehicle to keep moving. They kept wasting their time. I believe what they were doing was that they were trying to look for some change from the driver. And like, this man was not ready to cooperate. So the passengers inside the vehicle, which include Zikifoni, came out and said, "Officer, you've actually done your work perfectly okay, but this is an unnecessary delay. Let us go." So the officers picked offense, and they were saying that why should Zikifoni interrupted in their activities. And you know what funny thing? They started beating this guy. They beat this guy. In fact, they injured him, and it was a very serious thing. And they didn't know he was a content creator. Eventually, they took him to Otukpo police station, and he was actually locked up. They even asked him that what was his job, what does he do for his living. He told them that he was a content creator, and they asked of his content page. He actually showed it to them, and that was not even enough for them. They locked this guy out inside the cell, and this guy said that while he was inside the cell, that he actually had them watching videos on his page. Eventually, when they convinced that this guy was a content creator, and they knew that what they have done is wrong, and the whole world will hear of it, they asked this guy to come out. And when he came out, they didn't stop at that. They asked this guy to pay them 50K for bail. What has he done that warrants that? What has this guy done that warrants a bail of 50,000 naira? This guy didn't have cash on him. They even took him to a POS operator, and this guy transferred a sum of 50K into their account. You also saw the receipt. He posted the receipt online. The receipt was there online, and everybody saw. We saw that well. This guy paid 51,000 naira, 1,000 naira as charges for the POS, and 50,000 naira for the placement. Can you imagine that? And after paying the 50 naira, that is, he paid the 50,000 naira, and also sustained injury from the beating. Of course, doesn't have a choice. He went to the hospital and treated himself. So while he was in the hospital, he made a video. He made a video of what transpired between him and the policeman, and the money he actually gave them. And it was picked up. It went viral. It went viral on Facebook, and we all picked it and started distributing it. And before you knew what was happening, somebody went to the police station, and the issue went so viral that the policemen were asked to refund the 50,000 naira and pay the hospital bill that Zikifoni spent. And you know one thing, the policeman actually agreed to pay, but Zikifani said he was not going to collect this money until they come to the first headquarters Abuja, because he has reported the issue at the first headquarters in Abuja. So if eventually they want to pay the 50,000 naira, they should come down to Abuja and make the payment. And that he's not even collecting that 50,000 naira because he has spent so much money on himself in the hospital. But if not because of the injury inflicted on him, he would have gone to the hospital, of course, you know that. So, it was politicized. The policeman, the DPO, actually called him on the phone that he should please, he was begging the other policemen involved, they also begging. You understand? But this guy, Zikifani, said no, that if eventually they want to pay this money and they want to apologize for the wrongdoing, they should come to the police headquarters in Abuja. But more importantly, when they go to the police headquarters in Abuja to resolve the matter, would cause an issue, a very serious issue that will even lead to their sack from the Nigerian police force. So what they did was they started liaising with some other dignitaries in the town, and eventually they called Zikifoni and they actually apologized, blah 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 blah. And in fact, they even asked him to go back to the headquarters and withdraw the case. After a while, reluctantly, we all intervened. A lot of people were calling him that, that he should thank that justice with mercy. That those guys, they actually regretted what they did. You understand? Which is very bad. So eventually, Zikifoni asked them to send the money to him. They actually sent the money, the bribe money they collected from him back to him, and the hospital bill were fully paid. So that was how that case ended. If not for that, the policemen involved, the DPO and the team that were involved in this heinous crime would have been sacked by now. Yes, they would have been sacked by now. So Zikifoni actually he didn't want to take the matter forward because so many dignitaries from the society has actually intervened, and he felt that yes, that they actually done well. Because a lot of people actually came to his aid when this thing happened. We threw the video online, it went viral, and those of us that were close to the police station in the state actually went to the police station. And in fact, everybody tried for him, and because he didn't want to disappoint all of us that assisted him in one way or the other, he actually went to the police headquarters in Abuja and asked them that the case should be reversed, and actually reversed the case. And that was how they fully paid his hospital bill and the bribe they collected from him. I think that's the learning point for Nigerian police force. Please, on no grounds, if you are doing your work professionally, okay, but don't think that don't say because of the little token you want to collect from